The independent review of the police department called it a police department in crisis, with unequal policing of black Louisvillians happening far too often. Tonight, Gabrigagadis is continuing our coverage of that report, getting reaction from those who've witnessed the problem firsthand.
Black Louisvillians and black city leaders tell me the data from the top to bottom review only confirms what they've already known for years.
My wife and I were on our way home.
I was driving near our church.
Father Bruce Williams recalls a time he was stopped by an LMPD officer. He said the officer told him it's because he didn't make a complete stop at a stop sign.
I said to him while pointing to the building where our church is, I said, I'm the pastor of that building. And he said, oh. And he said, do you have any guns or drugs in your car? And I just paused for a moment and I said, no, I don't. And he said, okay, you can go.
In 2018, Reverend Kevin Cosby filed a formal complaint with LMPD after a traffic stop. He says after the officer checked his and his wife's IDs, they were cleared.
So I asked him, well, why did you stop us in the first place? And his response was, my license plate was covered by the framing around the license.
The recently released top to bottom review of LMPD shows black drivers were 60% more likely to be stopped than one would expect from their percentage of population.
What struck me was nothing except for the fact that we have another study that tells us what we already know.
And the problem is it's an unconscious, ingrained stereotype and bias that not only the police have, but American society has, including Louisville. We put people into different groups and categories in our mind.
Sean Wimberly Sr. represents dozens of civil rights cases involving black drivers and traffic stops.
An individual is targeted because of their race in a neighborhood that may be high crime.
City leaders say in order to fix the problems, they have to look at policies and consider historical factors.
To quote again James Baldwin, if we don't face it, we won't fix it.
We have a new police chief. We have a new opportunity.
For WHES 11 News, I'm Sanait Gabriel.